These are the masters of speed. This is Formula One.
Yo guys, welcome back. It's Jaffmaster Flash. Welcome to a soaking wet Monaco. In fact, 5 red lights. We are underway. Let's go. So, Monaco. It's a difficult circuit, not gonna lie. It's close proximity of walls. It's even worse in the wet. And the setup, to be fair, is not too dissimilar from the actual dry setup. You need a lot of downforce, obviously, around Monaco, regardless whether dry or wet. The only difference being between the dry and the wet is you need a lot more. You need to take a lot less risks in the wet. You just need to focus on keeping it on the road. At least when it's dry, you can throw the car into corners, etc., and you know it'll stick. When it's wet, it's pretty much so important that you are easy on the throttle and keeping as low gears as possible. And by low gears, I mean 4th, 5th, 6th. You never really get to 7th. You'd rarely get to 8th in the wet. You know, it's even a dry. This circuit is a really difficult one in the wet. It's really difficult in the dry. You know, it is what it is. It's Monaco. You know you're in for a tough time when you're racing Monaco in the dry. You know when you're in for a tough time racing Monaco in the wet. But all you can do is give it your best shot. Because obviously the wings are maxed out. It is what it is. So I spent a lot more time focused on the actual suspension, roll bars, and the ride height. Obviously, when it's wet, the higher the ride height, the better downforce you get, because obviously the car creates more drag, so it gets less speed. So you've got a lot more time to know what's going on. But it's stark contrast to the AI. Like I said, the other day's video where we were in Spain, the AI was absolutely rapid. Around Monaco, not so much, because it just is what it is. It's the different types of circuits. And as I've said before, because Spain's a bit of a test track, the AI are quite rapid, whereas street circuits like Baku, Singapore, Monaco, the AI doesn't tend to be that good. So you can predict, and you can create a lot more pace to get away from them. As I managed to do a 23.2. I don't think that's going to stay the fastest lap, but that is basically just showing you what the setup can do. And like I've always said, I don't claim to be the fastest. I don't claim to be the best on setup either. But what I do know is a little about a little. And that little about a little is what I put out to help the guys that doesn't know anything, let alone a little. If that makes any sense at all. Like I said, I remember what it was like when I first started out. I couldn't find a setup. The only setups I could find was time trial setups, and lo and behold, every race I went into, tires overheated, I'd spin or I'd get in serious trouble, and yeah, it was a nightmare using time trial setups. And there is an all other education on why you should never use time trial setups in a race scenario, but that's for another day. That really is for another day, and we'll get to it. But back to Monaco and the setup. The setup is at the end, as always, and I am going to leave you with the rest of this video. Let me know what you think about it down in the comments below. Would love to hear from you. Like I said, Monaco is a difficult place, and as the day I was recording this, it will more than I am actually racing next week at Monaco. So yeah, depending on whether it'll be wet or dry will depend on what setup I use. And if it's a wet one, I'll be definitely using this setup. This will probably come out after the Monaco race. But with that being said, you'll see for yourself what happens in that race. So stay tuned. Remember, I am live every Tuesday. I am live every Thursday with live league racing action from BRS and WOR respectively. So come by, drop by, say hi. And remember to do all that good stuff like hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and I'll catch you in the next one. Take care, guys. Peace.
That's a new fastest lap of the race.
Another nail-biting Monaco Grand Prix. We were on the edge of our seats the whole time, but they've come through to take a stunning victory. Talk to me, Ant. What was it that set them a competition today?
You have a car that comes alive in the kind of conditions we were dealing with today. It's a very balanced package in the wet, and what that means is that the drivers have confidence to attack. And having that confidence gets you on the power earlier, it lets you and can put you a long way up the road.
Looking at the podium, you can see that red suit familiar to fans across the globe. A world-class win for a world-class Ferrari. Do it again. Let's focus on the driver of the day, Anthony Davidson. Who do you pick?
Well, my driver of the day has to be Charles Leclerc. He was unstoppable out on the track today, weaving through the competition with ease.
Well, what an end to another fantastic weekend of racing. Thanks to everyone who joined us, and we'll see you for the next one.